In this video, I'm going to show you around the MSC Grandiosa, from our cabin to the various restaurants on board, the entertainment, and give my honest opinion of this ship. The MSC Grandiosa was constructed in 2019. We found the check-in process quick and efficient, and we were on board within minutes of checking in. The ship is very modern and glitzy. We decided to drop off our hand luggage to our cabin first. My initial thought was that the cabin was rather small, especially the area between the bed and the wardrobe. It also seemed strange that there was a rather empty space in the corner where I imagine you could have placed a sofa. It made it quite hard when we ordered room service, as we were huddled around this dressing table area. We don't normally watch television on a cruise, but had we wanted to, the only place we could really watch television was sitting in the bed. The bathroom was clean and had lots of little storage here on the right hand side, with little rails to stop things from falling. There was no conditioner in the shower, so make sure you bring your own. The shower was nice and powerful and had 3 different settings. There's a little washing line in the room that you can pull out so you can hang up wet clothes in the shower. The storage in this cabin was quite limited. I was travelling alone with my son and it was sufficient for us. The safe was adequate for small items like cameras, keys, wallets, passports, but you would not fit anything like a laptop inside. Initially, I thought there was no hairdryer in the room, but after calling guest services, they informed me that it was in the drawer of the dressing table. There are 2 European sockets beside the desk and a USB socket and 2 American sockets. If I remember correctly, there was a USB charger beside the bed. I knew when booking this cabin that it was an obstructed view, but I didn't really mind, as I just wanted some daylight to keep our sleep on schedule, as it was straight back to school as soon as we got home from our cruise. If you are booking a cabin like this, please be careful. I managed to bump into the shelf at the end of the bed. Maybe I'm just incredibly clumsy, but it left me with a really nasty bruise. Once we had checked out our room, we went to check out the buffet as we hadn't eaten much. That day seemed really busy, but on subsequent visits to the buffet it wasn't as bad. I actually really enjoyed the buffet on this ship, and while the choice was slightly more limited, I found the quality of the food excellent. The only thing I disliked about this buffet was trying to order a coffee. The bells didn't seem to work, and catching a waiter's attention was tricky. Several times they got my order wrong, so in the end I just used the complimentary coffee, which wasn't too bad. Included in your cruise fare is breakfast, lunch and dinner in the main dining rooms. There are 4 main dining rooms. The decor is slightly different in all of them, but the menu was the same. Our waiter was incredibly nice, but I felt the staff were so busy and rushed off their feet. Several times the wrong order came or the dishes were forgotten. Service was also a bit slow, which was frustrating when you have booked shows and your starter arrives 10 minutes before the show, despite being in the restaurant for 50 minutes. Several times I had to leave without receiving my main course. So if you are going to dine in the main dining room, make sure you give yourself lots of time. The food in the main dining room was tasty and always hot. The menu was slightly different to other cruise lines that I've sailed on. A lot of the dishes were more Mediterranean, but that didn't bother me as it was all delicious. This ship is huge and we didn't really fully explore it until later in the week. The fee-paying restaurants are mainly on decks 6 and 7 along La Galleria. I heard the food in the teppanyaki restaurant was excellent, but I didn't experience it myself. Usually I am not tempted to try the fee-paying restaurants, as the main dining rooms are usually really good. There seemed to be a good variety of restaurants on board, with a Mexican, a steakhouse, a French restaurant and a bar which also served food. The gelato and the chocolatier were also fee-paying, and the gelato was really nice. Usually I get an alcohol package, but this time I decided to get the alcohol-free package, which includes tea, coffee, minerals, bottled water, non-alcoholic cocktails and ice cream from the bar beside the pool. Normally I drink Coca-Cola, but they had none on board, so I thought I'd try a few of the cocktails, but they were too sweet. I did ask them to make them without sugar and syrup, but they seemed very sweet, so I gave up and just drank sparkling water most of the time. All the shows needed to be booked in advance, or you could take a chance and turn up about 5 minutes before the show. The 2 shows in the Carousel Lounge were really well worth the price. I had booked prior to the cruise and I think it was about €10 per person, but that also included a cocktail. Unfortunately, filming is not allowed in the Carousel Lounge, so I can't show you what it was like. The shows in the main theatre were different. The performers were really good, but I really didn't understand what was going on or if there was an actual storyline. They were catering to a number of different nationalities, and I think this makes it difficult to produce shows as they have to announce things in about 5 different languages before the show begins. There was one production called Hands, which was really good. I liked the outdoor pool on this ship. It was extremely clean and we had the pool to ourselves most of the time, as it was a little cooler when we travelled. There is a water park on board, which is a big hit with the kids, both young and old. The Himalayan rope bridge is open weather permitting. It's a great fun activity and a wonderful challenge. So, what did I think of the ship overall? I think it's a really nice ship. As I have mentioned, there are some areas that could do with improvement. We got this cruise at a really low rate. I'm used to cruising with other cruise lines, and in some ways I expected it to be different. Would I cruise on the Grandiosa again? Yes, if I got it for a bargain price.